All right. What's up? So it's like a little past 11. I don't have next session until 12. So start doing some judo. And after that, another hour of jujitsu. Before this, I spent about an hour doing some conditioning work. Not every morning I have free. Just got to take the days that you do. I've been really off with my training for the last little bit. Just my distance of getting to training is further. Things that I'm trying to do outside of training, like work and whatever. I'm trying to take on some more responsibility and push in a different and to a further higher direction. And so, just like everyone else, things get added onto your plate. The plate doesn't actually get any bigger, but you know, you have to make adjustments. It's kind of funny because as a kid, I would segregate my food. So I'd always make sure like I could not have salad touching something that's warm. As I got older, I just don't really care. It's all going down to the same place, right? I think life is kind of like that. So, things get added onto the plate and we're so hyper focused on the particulars of that thing. And of course, that's usually a time period. It's a season you go through. There's a grace period where you have to kind of make an adjustment, sometimes prioritize certain things. But at the same time, with life, everything is momentum based, right? So I'm realizing with this week, I've been more consistent with my training with some friends, getting some workouts in. And because of that momentum, I'm carrying that momentum every day, trying to do something. It's got to start small. A little while back, just to even break into getting active throughout the day, I was just taking 20 minutes to walk up and down the stairs. And that turned into running up and down the stairs. And that turned into me having a little bit more energy to go in to do something. I think a lot of times people, when they're in a sedentary lifestyle, they end up, not that I'm in a sedentary lifestyle, but I understand because if you start slowing down, kills the momentum and then it's harder to pick back up again. So you're in a position where you feel like you have no energy. It's really just the fact that you're just not moving and your body's not used to moving. So if you give yourself some type of stimuli to get the blood moving, usually that will translate into the body adapting and then needing you to be able to push a little bit further so that way you can, actually do more exercise. So I don't know, just blessed the fact that I do have free mornings sometimes and just being on myself to wake up early, get my day started. Sometimes I don't get the amount of sleep that I would like to get. Everyone's the same thing or, no different. But obviously, I do have a heart condition and I do put myself in a sport that's a contact sport. And so recovery is very, very important. So I take it a day at a time. If I have to be honest with myself, if there's a day that I really just need rest, then I'll do it and make myself not feel guilty about it. But I think some of those barriers to entry, the distance that I now have to get to training, things like that kind of got in the way. You can just excuse yourself. At the end of the day, you can just choose to block your blessings or not, right? I'm blessed with the fact that I do have mornings to be able to dedicate some time to doing all this kind of stuff. By the end of today, I would have hit an hour of conditioning, an hour of judo, an hour of jujitsu. I'm I'm happy, right? All that training, man. Sometimes I would used to train like 4 or 5 hours, right? Now, can you overtrain? 100%. Wouldn't do that every single day, but I think once a week, if you're someone who's really trying to get good at something, you're probably going to need those days every so often. So this is literally just to keep myself moving. Also, I feel like for myself, I've put on more weight than I would like. So this is just for me to get some extra calories burning before class starts in 40 minutes. Yeah. So just trying to add some more in as much as I can. It's funny I'm saying this. One of my coaches, he was doing something. He was back and forth. I think he said he's moving. And I turn around the corner and he's in the corner, regular clothes for his day, just busting out push-ups, getting something in, right? Because whether he's competing or something like that, but he's going throughout his day and just taking a moment to go in the corner and just bust out as many pushes as he can before he has to go on and continue on with his day with, you know, the stuff that life brings forward that you have to take responsibility for. And it's those pockets that I feel like people don't take advantage of, right? And those are the spots where the momentum slows down, and then it's so hard and everything feels sluggish getting back to the responsibilities in life, kids, work, household stuff you have to do. You can't avoid it, but those are always going to be there, and they're going to keep adding onto the plate. So you need to figure out a way to be okay with mixing the food. As I was kind of alluding to before, you know, he's in the process of going back and forth between his home and his work, having to do certain things. And while his wife going to the washroom, he's like, okay, I'm just going to go in this corner and do as many push-ups as I possibly can. Is it ideal? No, but it's just finding those pockets to keep the momentum going. He's going to get up from those push-ups. He's going to feel his blood moving around. It's going to feel better. I'm going to have this instead of me sitting around on my phone scrolling for 40 minutes to an hour before class. I'm going to get into class, feel sluggish. I'm going to sit here after this. I'm going to be on my phone, but I'm going to be doing this. So my blood's going to be moving. When I go to do class, I'm not going to feel sluggish and tired to start. So just find a way to start the momentum somehow. Doesn't matter the speed, but just start it.